Golden Guitar winning singer-songwriter Matt Scullion from Newcastle is known in the industry as a songwriter to the stars, having had his songs recorded by the cream of Australian country music artists such as Lee Kernaghan and Tanya Kernaghan, Sarah Storer, Adam Harvey, talk about a list of luminaries, Travis Collins and Amber Lawrence, and an incredible 25 of those tunes went to number one spots on the country music charts. One of his songs, Our Backyard, won Song of the Year at the 2018 Golden Guitar Awards in Tamworth. Matt's latest outstanding single, Built to Break, that I played a minute ago, from his excellent album entitled Patch of Paradise. And it's yet another great gem of a tune from this master songsmith that speaks about something which is obviously close to Matt's heart and that he clearly has a rare ability to put into a song. Matt is clearly as true blue as they come, and he sure does know how to sing about it. Altogether, Matt has been nominated for 7 Golden Guitars and 2 APRA Awards, and I'm certain his journey along the road of continued success is a long way from over. And I think we can safely say that we've thankfully not heard the last of this bloke for a good while yet. I've had the pleasure and privilege of interviewing Matt on this show several times now, and I'm truly delighted to once again have him standing by on the blower, waiting to have a chat with me. So let's bring him on here. Oh, well, he's already on here. There you go. How you going, mate? G'day, mate.
G'day, Harry. How are you, mate?
All right, mate. Welcome again to the Country Club. It's always a pleasure to have you here. And I always look forward to having a chat with you, mate. It's just such a great experience. Now, let's talk about Built to Break. I'm thinking this song is about stuff, that it's got built-in redundancies, like it's a couple of years old and it's, designed to break, so you got to buy a new one, that sort of thing. I guess that's the inspiration behind it?
Very much, mate. I actually remember when I came up with the idea for it. I was up a couple of years ago. My wife and I were up in the Northern Territory. We're driving along, towing the caravan, and I don't know, I must have been having a conversation with someone maybe the night before at one of the shows just about exactly like what you just said, things don't get fixed anymore, they just get replaced. And, I think I might have even been a week before or something driving down a street and there was all these TVs out the front.
Right.
And old washing machines and stuff like that. And I just remember thinking to myself, what a waste.
Yeah.
What a waste, and what a waste, and also what a bloody burden to have at the rubbish tip.
Yeah.
All this stuff sitting there.
Yeah.
But that can be fixed. I'm sure it can be fixed, but nobody wants to fix it because it's too expensive to fix. So I totally understand. And then I started thinking to myself, well, actually, what is made to last anymore?
Yeah.
And I had to have a real good think about that. And I thought, well, obviously, apart from you get older things that are made to last, like your old cars and, just older things that are, a well-built house, stuff like that. But then I thought, in today's society, what is made to last? And really, apart from a good relationship, I really can't think of anything else.
Musical instruments.
Yeah, okay, yeah, a good musical instrument. Yeah, you can say that. But, even some of the newer stuff they're making now breaks really easy. And then, you can't replace it. You got to buy a whole new instrument.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
it's all similar, and
yep.
So that just got me thinking. So it's not 100% correct, but the meaning behind it is
absolutely.
If you know what I mean, that's it's there's not too much out there that isn't made to break anymore. Oh, sorry, that isn't built to break, and they do build them to break. They really do.
Yes. Absolutely.
Everything has a bloody use by date on it these days, except for a good relationship.
I 100% agree with you, mate. Absolutely, we are on the same page there. A lot of stuff, just gets tossed out, and that's the end of it. Down the tip and rusting away, and it's there for generations and generations, like hundreds of years sometimes.
I was only just this morning. So I live up. I actually have to update my intro because I don't live in Newcastle anymore.
Oh, okay.
We used to be in Newcastle. My wife and I are we're a couple of hours north of Tamworth, up in a little place called Glen Innes. We're actually in Glencoe, which is just near Glen Innes, and been up there for a while now. And I was in town this morning and at the old brickworks, which has been closed down for a long time, but they've opened it up to let everybody go and have a look, and they had, just all the old machines they used to use back then, but they also had a heap of old steam engines and
Wow.
steam things in there, and just looking at all the old gear working and stuff, and thinking, wow,
Yeah.
geez, we've come a long way. But then you look back at these old things, and they work.
Yeah.
They keep going and going and going, and when something breaks on them, if you can't buy the part, you just make the part.
That's right. Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
it was wonderful to see. I love seeing old stuff like that, you know.
So do I. You know, I love riding around on old steam trains and that sort of stuff. You know, Puff and Billy and all that sort of stuff. You know, it's great. I love it. Absolutely, I love it. You know.
And as wonderful as as a lot of the new stuff is, and look, that's technology. You know, you look at a new car these days, a new electric car. I mean, they I know they're lovely and comfortable to drive in, but you look at them and they just haven't got the same. What's the word I'm looking for? They just don't have anything great about. Like I don't know. You wouldn't go to a car show and look at electric cars.
They got no character.
No character. That's the word. No character to them.
Yep.
You know, and
You're quite right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. You know, I mean, I stopped going to car shows because it charged too much to get in. You know. What I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, I used to love going to car shows. You know, seeing all the new cars and everything. But you know, as you say, I mean, what's to look at nowadays? You know, another electric car, big deal. You know?
I know. But anyway, well, I guess we could talk. We could whinge here all afternoon about the way the world's going, but I don't want to do that. I was talking to someone about it the other day, and I said I don't want to be one of these artists that whinges about what's happening. I'd rather just celebrate who we are and celebrate the good things.
Yep.
The good things that we have, because there's still a lot of wonderful things we have.
Absolutely.
Look, there's a lot of crap and there's a lot of shit going on in the world at the moment, but there's also still a lot of good out there, and that's the stuff that I want to talk about.
That's the stuff that gets me out of bed in the morning, mate.
Yeah.
You know, it's the good stuff, as what you're talking about. You know.
But if you can write a song like in Built to Break, I've had a lot of wonderful response to it, and I've had a lot of people say to me, you know, that when I listen to that song, I smile, you know.
Yeah.
But the great thing I think the really good thing about Built to Break is not only does it make you smile, but it still makes you think.
Yep.
It makes you think about the stuff we're talking about right now, but it still makes you feel good because there's some positivity at the end of the day, you know. And it's good if you can. Anyway, well, I guess that's what I try and do.
And you do it well, mate. Absolutely. You know, that's I've always said you're one of a handful of great Australian songwriters, and I'm not being flippant about that. You know, I mean that sincerely. I've got a very small list of songwriters that I look up to, and you're you're at the top of that list.
Wow.
You know.
Well, that means a lot to me, Harry. Thank you, because I know a lot of music comes over your desk, mate.
It does, and I really, I've developed a real appreciation for someone who can do what I can't do, and that's write a great song. You know, just take a story and write a great song, and you do it consistently. You know, Lenny the legend, the Lamp, the Aboriginal cricket team that went over to England. You know, the list goes on, Matt. You know what I mean? You just put out so much really, really good stuff. You know.
Well, I think the thing with that is, I was going to say the secret, but there's really no secret. I think the thing with songwriting is it's hard work.
Yeah.
It's really hard work. It's you get your really good songs out there, and the reason that they're good songs, well, there's two reasons. The first reason is searching for those wonderful ideas, keeping your ears to the ground and talking to people, and just and just having your antennas up all the time and looking out for those wonderful ideas that might be just a bit different, you know, because I think you need a point of difference as an artist. That's
Absolutely.
what sets you apart, is your point of difference, your subject matter. But secondly, once you've got that idea that you think could be something really good, it's how hard do you want to work at it? You know, how deep do you want to dig? You know, do you want your song to be a good song, or do you want your song to be a great song? And there's a big difference between a good song and a great song, and I think it's just, you know, it's how many calluses do you want to get on your hands? How hard do you want to work? And that's what it all comes down to, I think, you know, with good songs.
Look, as far as a good story is one thing, Matt, but putting it into a song for 3 minutes, that's where a talent really comes into it, as far as I can tell, you know.
Well, it can be overwhelming, Harry. I mean, when I started writing, say, 1868 you mentioned before, about the cricket side. I mean, I had all the information there in front of me,
Right.
which I got from a lot of different sources, and I had it all written down in point form, and it was a page full of points, just itemised.
Right.
And then when you look at that as a whole page, it's overwhelming. You're thinking, how in the world am I going to get all this into a song? Number one, how am I all going to get it in like 3.5, 4 minutes?
Yeah.
With 3 sing-along choruses in it.
Right. Yeah.
And make it all rhyme. It's like it's very overwhelming. So what you do is you don't look at it as a whole. You write bits and pieces. So with something like that, I would turn around first and I would write the chorus.
Okay.
So once you've got a chorus that pretty much sums it up, then you can work backwards.
Right.
So that's the way I do it. It's not the way everybody has their own way of doing it, and if it works for you, then great, just keep doing it. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
it can be very overwhelming, but you've just got to stay on it, and after a while, it's sort of hopefully it all starts coming together.
And that's where the admiration comes in. See, that's not something I can do. I mean, I can play guitar and all that sort of stuff, but I just can't write a song for the life of me. I can't. And people say, "Oh, well, you can," but and I suppose if I really, set my mind to it, I might be able to do it. But then I listen to stuff from Matt Scullion, and I think, no, I can't do that.
Well, mate, look, you probably can, but it's how much time do you have? It's how, as I said, it's how deep do you want to go, and you do need time. And I'm very fortunate that I do this for a living, and I have for a long, long time. So I can pretty much work when I want to work,
Right.
and I always give myself a lot of time. Like I've taken the next month off so I can record my album, and then I'm flat out next month. I've got plenty of work for the rest of the year then, as far as festivals and just different things that I'm doing. But yeah, you've got to be flexible in your time. You've got to have time to write a song. You have to have time to sit there and just stare in space and think. And then you've got to have time to then go in the recording studio and record it and get it the way you want it. So, I mean, if there's a lot of musicians out there that are working full-time jobs and, they just haven't got the time. And I totally understand that too, I feel very blessed to be able to do what I do.
And you do it well, mate. You do it so well, and that's why it's such a pleasure to talk to you, because you're a very talented man, and again, I'm not being flippant about that. You just you got a talent and you use it well. So I'm impressed.
Thank you.
All right, we're out of time, mate. Unfortunately, and we did have a few technical issues that are sort of took a couple of minutes to sort out, unfortunately. But anyway, we got on here and we've had a chat. So I'm looking forward to the next one already.
Well, mate, I've got I'll let you know right now that I'm probably going to put another single out in the next couple of months.
Okay.
2 or 3 months. I want to get another one out before the end of the year.
Sure.
But it'll be a single off my next album. So I'll be putting out hopefully the end of the year. Maybe even thinking of doing an album launch at the Tamworth Country Music Festival, actually. So,
right.
But what I'll do is I'll put out a little teaser first, a little song, and if you like stories,
this
is one that'll blow your mind. That's all I can say.
I'm looking forward to it already, mate. Absolutely. Can't wait to get my hands on
but
it.
But just for your listeners out there, if they want to know a bit more about me or see what I'm up to, I'm very easy to find online. Just Matt Scullion Music. So put Matt Scullion Music in, they'll find everything they need to find about me.
Brilliant. All right. Thanks for your time today, mate. I do appreciate it, and thanks for persevering with the technical issues, and keep on doing what you're doing, mate, because I love it. Absolutely terrific stuff.
Well, right back at you, mate, too. And as I always say, thank you so much for supporting Australian country music. We need lots more people like you, Harry, playing our songs. Thank you.
Thank you for that, mate. I do appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Good on you, mate. See you later.
Take it easy, mate. Bye for now.